everybody, we are back from break with more Dungeon the Mad Mage. When we left our heroes, they were existing in Waterdeep. I cannot tell you how after the last, 8 sessions of this fucking game, how excited I am for them to just be doing non-dangerous shit in Waterdeep. And not some crazy shit in a dream where I'm really worried I'm gonna dream kill them. It is the evening of the 5th, and a gathering occurs within the lifted spirits. I am going to assume that Bones had the foresight to warn Sine and the...
Dude, I warned everybody. I said, look, we're going to need
the tavern was able to make accommodations, including, I think, breaking out an extra barrel of Malarkin Ale for the
We got the good shit.
That's gonna resonate,
case, right? There is, as the night unfolds, a interim of time in which individuals gather for this meeting, and if they meet and they greet and they eat, and then as that all begins to calm down, from a pretty raucous kind of gathering, which is mixed, by the way, with your regular clientele from the Lifted Spirits, right?
Hey,
so,
are you guys coming? Are you guys here? Or are you guys
yeah.
out?
No, I'm not missing this for the world.
Okay, before this happens, I would talk to you guys. I'll say, hey, look, talk to these people that show up and make sure none of them are pieces of shit. Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna have the crew. You're gonna have the crew doing working the crowd to filter out the bads.
We don't need no pieces of shit down there, because I will stab someone.
I mean, you could just open with that, or end with that.
I don't want to come on too strong.
Interesting.
Okay,
fair, I guess.
All right.
As this gathering seems to hit its point to where no one else is going to be showing up. Individuals have been eating, they've been drinking. There is this communication that's going back and forth between these new arrivals, your regulars, etc., etc. There's a little bit of working the crowd going on, and ultimately we have now reached this point where there are a number of individuals here waiting for the discussion, right? The overall concept of what's here, what's happening, right? What's this meeting about, etc., etc. There are, and do a quick count. There are a total of 7 dwarves and 3 gnomes that have gathered for this various different things. And we will say there were a couple of others, right, that showed up and either left or got filtered out, right? Another 4 or 5 that either showed up and decided just by the looks of the place and the people that they weren't interested, this wasn't what they thought it was, and then maybe another 1 or 2 that the various individuals of the group are kind of yeah, maybe you should not be here, right? Kind of concept.
Yeah, look, bro, I don't got nothing against you, but I don't want you to get stabbed, so
That's...
move on.
Sure.
Move on.
And so now it's late in the evening. There's this warm, cozy fire billowing out of the fireplace. The snow drifts are piled up around Troll Skull Manor, and the food has been eaten, the drink has flowed, and there is a general air of levity and happiness right? Like kind of vibe in the tavern, and then it starts to get a little quiet, right? And the vibe starts to kind of change into this air of anticipation. And then one of the dwarves that's kind of been one of the more vocal kind of like individuals turns to you, and you've all had kind of like the opportunity to mill about and talk to people, etc., etc. This dwarf her name is Medig Treasurehorn, and she turns to Bones and basically says, "All right, we've had enough of all of the schmoozing and greeting. Let's get down to brass tacks. What's all this about?"
Right. I get up on the stage. I think we have a stage. I don't know if we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you have a little stage over in the north western corner.
That's where Anastas does
yeah,
stuff.
where Anastas performs. Absolutely.
Hello and welcome. I am Bones. I see everyone here has joined today in interest of renewing the old ways.
Yeah, there's a little like cheer that comes up from a couple of the dwarves, and then a couple of the patrons like follow in, and then immediately after, one of the gnomes' hands shoots up, right? And it's this kind of like younger gnome, and she's been kind of like very, very quizzical throughout the night, and she's just immediately, can you explain what the old ways are, please?
I can. Thank you for that question. I'll field more of them later. However, that's a great segue into my next section. The old ways. What are they? The old ways are a pursuit of excellence. A time to better yourselves and better your peers. Additionally, in this subset of the old ways, it is about a communing with the elements. A hand-in-hand relationship that betters everyone. I and my compatriots have found, secured, and begun populating the ancient home of the Malarkin.
As he's talking, I want to kind of walk up and like kind of pat him on the back, like yeah, and kind of strap the silver tongue talisman onto his back.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through this repatriation, we have found a joy for betterment and wish to share that with those who have similar ideals.
That gnome's hand goes up. Who's we?
Me and my compatriots.
Who are these compatriots?
Well, among others, yes.
Who are the others?
I'm Matt.
By the way, she has a notebook that she's like writing down in the entire time you're talking.
Yeah, this one.
She's a reporter or something, isn't she?
But, there's a handful of them. They're good guys and girls, men and women, dedicated to living the good life.
That seems to satisfy her for the moment.
Okay,
Returns
good.
to writing.
We've done many things, including making pact. I have made a pact with an ancient Zorn. Some of you may have heard of him. The Darkest Rain Shower. He's great Zorn. Giant Zorn.
You don't see any recognition from the names. But when you say make a pact with a Zorn, there is a split. None of your regulars, right? Like all of the regulars that are here are just like, yeah, right? They're just like in support of whatever the fuck you're saying.
I feel like Mossy's like,
right? But
Rock's falling downhill.
The presence of Mossy, but also you talking about this kind of
together.
like making this pact with the Zorn. There's this hard like 70-30 split of 70 or 7 of the 10 present individuals, right? That obviously have no fucking clue what you're talking about, right? And then 3 of them that you see recognition in their eyes, right? And they don't cheer you, they don't like respond to it, but their eyes narrow on you in this kind of like hard, like quizzical fashion, very like obviously waiting to see where you go with this concept. Whereas all the others are just like, okay, whatever that means.
All right, guys, let me level with you. This is really about being the best that we can be. We can work on ourselves, we can work on our crafts, we can work on our whatever we're passionate about. And with the help of these various elementals, we can be the best we can. And we can make them the best that they can be. The happiest dudes and dudettes. And we can live in harmony. That's what the old ways is about. Just living and trying to be the best people we can be. Or the best at whatever. I'm a bone crafter. You may have been to my shop, the Worm Bone. I'm an up-and-comer. But I'm trying to be the best bone crafter I can be. And that's what this is about. We've got room, and we're looking for like-minded people.
That speech kind of tapers off, right? Like it doesn't hit a point to where it's like, I have established the ending, and it's like cheers erupt afterwards, right? Like it just kind of like tapers off, and you just say, you know, we got room for people if people are interested, right? And immediately there's kind of like this hushed talking and whispering among many of the different individuals, patrons included, right? Because they've been drinking and like, oh, you know, hey, you were talking about like wanting a chance to like make something of your own or prove yourself, you know, right? Like your patrons actually get involved in this whole thing because they weren't excluded, you know.
That's true. They're not excluded. They show up.
So this situation develops. I want to do 2 things here, and the first is keyed off of what you said earlier, which shows kind of like this concept of preparation, and also tie it into what Jay said earlier. I want everyone, except for Bones, because Bones is a little busy right now, I want your compatriots to all give me insight checks. As you were already warned, right? Like we don't want any bad folk involved in this, right? Like we don't want anyone that we're gonna have to kick out or stab later on, right? But that also puts you on the edge of just like looking at people, watching people, thinking about who those people are, right? A 14, a 9, a 17. With the 14, Matashtai, that little gnome is obviously something, right? Like a reporter, a plant, someone gathering information for some purpose, right? Which isn't nonsensical. You put up a bunch of posters in a city like Waterdeep saying, return to the old ways, and someone's probably gonna send someone in to be like, what the fuck is going on here? I need some notes. I need some answers.
It makes
right?
sense, yeah. Nobody's starting a cult on my watch.
Right? But she is so obvious or green, right? that Ashes, she provides a perfect cover for the other two people that you also think are plants. The first one being the first dwarf that spoke up, Medic. The way she reacts and responds to what Bones says is a combination of lack of surprise, understanding, and almost even anticipation. But she doesn't give you a bad vibe. She just gives you this vibe that she might be here for reasons other than the interest of, quote-unquote, the old ways. The second person that you clock is a different dwarf. A dwarf that is a little less into the camaraderie of the other individuals. Not standoffish, but perhaps a little keyed into his own head, a little focused on his own thoughts, a little distracted. And he has every reason to be. His nose is all red. Seems like maybe he has a cold. He's sat at the farthest table to try to avoid others. You know, talks to everyone, welcoming, right? But, I don't want to get anyone sick, but I didn't want to miss this for the world. Something doesn't feel quite right. Again, not a menace or a malice, just this way that he watches, this way that he looks at all of you, and the way it feels as if he's clocking faces and making mental notes. Whereas the little gnome is just actually physically got a notepad out and is straight up writing down exactly what Bones is saying, right?
He's stenographing.
Right. So that is the first thing that happens. The second thing is that I want a persuasion check from Bones for your speech/invitation into this concept of the old ways.
Okay. What's that? Does that tell him to do something? Does that give me advantage or numbers?
So it gives you a +5
numbers
to persuasion, as long as you're not proficient at it.
I'm not. That's sick. I roll the button and add 5. 15!
Ooh! That mattered. That actually mattered a lot.
I bet it did.
Good job, Mitch.
Oh,
Yeah, Mitch.
shit.
Monks are broken as fuck.
It's not a monk thing.
Not a monk thing.
There is a general air to the discussion of positivity, of confirmation, of interest, right? The things that you've said are appealing. The people here, Sarug, Flinttoe, right? Kliskid, Trollgrip, they want this opportunity to be something more, to be the best versions of themselves. They like this idea, right? Dolar, Gaffer, two of the gnomes, they like this concept of helping others, even creatures, be the best versions of themselves. There is this air of positivity. One dwarf stands up. Older, grayed hair, beard that is actually cut relatively short, kept clean, straight. wears relatively refined leathers. Papas. I already work the forge. I already have a good job. I already live a happy life. You've got nothing to offer me, son. I'll take my leave. And he starts walking towards the door. And as he does, there's this slight shift in the tone, right? As the 9 remaining figures watch him walk towards the door, and there's this sudden inversion of their thoughts. Whereas they had been focused on what you were saying, what others were saying, what each others were saying to each other, right? But now their thoughts suddenly turn inward to maybe their own situations. And
I shout after him. I say, "Do you work the forge for yourself? To make the best things you can, or to make a living?"
Stops, turns, looks at you, and you can see there's a half glimmer of like, right, like, are you was that a challenge, right? Like, are you calling me out? And he says, I always make the best thing I can.
I craft and I push myself to see what the upper limit is, to make the best thing I could ever make. Not
you calling me lazy, boy? You saying I'm complacent?
I'm saying maybe you could be better.
Hey,
I don't know anything about him. What's up?
Before we started this, would you have told us, like, just to keep our mouths shut? Or did you mention, like, are you specifically trying to not mention, like, the heart of the mountain or anything?
Oh, I definitely did not say the heart of mountain. I said okay. Malerkin. Like, if they know, they know.
Okay. Time in.
Bones, I need you to roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Yeah, that's fair. Disadvantage, persuasion. That could have gone worse.
Could have gone worse. He eyes you, right? He says, the end of the day, boy, we can all be better. But I don't know that I see myself getting that way with you. And he walks out the door.
All right.
It's quiet for a moment amongst the rest of the individuals.
And so, like, to tack on to what he said, you know, I'll say to everyone, I'm not a master of your crafts. I can't teach you anything. But, you know, I can give you a place where you can get better yourselves. And you can push yourselves. You know, a place where you don't have to worry every single day if you can afford to live.
That first dwarf that spoke up, Medig, she kind of like leans back, taking in everyone else's kind of like reactions. She looks over at you and she says, Oi, lad. We live in the City of Splendors, the richest city in the world. Most of us are, well, we're not by any ill means. Surely there's got to be more to this than just saving us from our poor lives, if we even have that. I myself, I do just fine. Apparently he did too, and she nods to the, you know, the door where Happus had left. Looking around this room, I don't see anyone destitute. Well, no offense. And she kind of like nods towards the two gnomes, Dolar and Gaffer, that just look at her like, what? They seem very scatterbrained. They seem very just along for the ride. And
I guess so.
Medig just kind of continues and she says, you called people here. Your only offer was, hey, come down into this crazed mountain with me, and there'll be a place for you to do what you want.
So I'm not really from here, and I haven't been there that long, but it's my understanding that the Malarican did amazing things. And this is where they did it. So, I don't know. I thought I would share it with people who wanted to do amazing things too.
There is an air to a handful of the individuals here, right? Like, again, those three that you guys have at this point kind of like clocked, right? Medig being one of them. Where they're kind of waiting to see what you'll say. And you haven't said the thing that they're looking for yet. And Medig looks at you and she says, the Malarican did a great many things. A return to their ways would be... it'd be a triumph, lad. But they had things to help them along. They had a whole civilization, a whole kingdom. You've got you, your buddies here, and these other unspoken, unnamed compatriots. If that's all you got, well then it sounds like you're just asking folk to come down into the crazy mountain and wait to see what finds them there.
They had a whole civilization? Wow.
They're a whole kingdom.
In that one level?
The Lost Levels is just the heart of their kingdom. Much of the place, much of the, like, Stromkolder, all of that, that's Malarican, right? Like, many of the ruins that you have been through are dwarven ruins. I think, like, the entirety of, well, maybe not the entirety, much of the first floor and the second floor are initially dwarven in their construct, if not having been remade by humans and other cultures that came after them. And that's just what you've found so far. It is not a challenging concept for any of you with the insightful nature that you have all developed in your own kind and as an adventuring party together. This dwarf knows more than she is letting on.
Okay, let me ask you this. It's super clear she knows more than she's letting on, and it's very clear to me that she's reacted several times when I've said Malarican. Is that a positive reaction or a negative reaction?
Hard to read somewhat, but doesn't seem hostile or a reaction with malice, right? But it is a guarded reaction. It's a reaction of interest and a reaction of wanting to know more. I will say the other two individuals that you all have kind of clocked, right? As these kind of like other two that react a little differently whenever you talk about the Malarican and the old ways, like they know what you're talking about. The others just think of, oh, this sounds like a neat concept. Those other two, they seem like they know what you're talking about, but they're still waiting. It seems like they're waiting to see how the lines shift, right? And Medig is this other individual that's kind of like steering the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just hear this furious scribbling
Mm-hmm.
the whole time.
I can understand your hesitance. When I work in the heart, I feel inspired. Like, it makes me better. So, I wanted to share that.
3 dwarves. Medig, Treasure-Horn. Sarug, Flinto, and Tissian Kegball. All 3 of them. You say that couched phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Sarug and Tissian's eyes practically sparkle. Medig is the only one of the 3 that keeps a straight face.
Mm-hmm.
So the left corner of her mouth begins to slowly turn up into a slight grin. And she says, "Ah, well, that's a heartfelt proclamation, lad. I don't know about the rest of yous, but I'm in." And like a dam bursting, every other dwarf and 2 of the gnomes, the 3rd one is still busy furiously writing, all raise mugs and cheer in unison. And it's this almost kind of like very strange immediate shift, as if everything was on the cusp, and then this one dwarf's acceptance just brought the wall that was like holding everything at bay, just brought it down.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the rest of these dwarves and the 2 gnomes seem fully in to the idea of venturing down with you into the Undermountain, to this place where the Malarkin lived, and trying to, be the best people that they can be, and find a craft and master it and help each other and help nature and something about Zorns, right? Like, it's very clear to you that a goodly portion of the individuals involved in this have no real... They're just looking for something to give themselves meaning, right? And this is a good as any concept as they have found in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a couple here that know what it is you're talking about, and seemingly have accepted what you have laid out, right? Like this concept of like, okay, we're willing to see this further. We're willing to see what this Tabaxi tavern owner has up his sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Well, leave your names with Cine, and I'll get back to you when we're gonna make the trip. Start making preparations.
There's a hubbub, like there's a uproar. Oh, what are we bringing? How long are we going? Do we bring everything? Is this a pack for a week? Do we need to just hi, I got a family, right? Like there's like, what do I do with my wheeze? Right? Like there's this whole like set of conversations that suddenly arise. you are free. I would say at this point, like, you are free to have those conversations, to like talk about those things into the wee hours of the evening, right? Or, right, assuage the questions that need to be assuaged, and, promise to touch base and allow for preparations later on, or whatever you feel like you want to do. Or if you want to role play things out particularly, we can try to role play things out particularly.
The only thing that I want is I want to. PX, you scared me.
Yeah, I saw him trundling up, and I was like, "You gonna get got?"
Trundle is the most appropriate word.
I want to find a time to have a private conversation with the with Medig.
Absolutely, yeah.
And once we get that going, once we get that get privatized.
I will let you know. Like, I'll come over and I'll finger the 3 people that, don't take that out of context, that we've deduced might not be honest in intentions. Just so that you know who they are.
Yeah.
Which I will say, by the way, the 3 individuals that you peg as being potentially
that's not a better word.
Right? I wasn't trying to use it as a better word. I didn't even think about it. Those 3 individuals, right, like, are not all the same individuals that responded to the Malaire and Heart stuff. But some of them are. So, the 3 individuals that responded to the Malaire/Heart stuff were Medig, Sarug, and Tisian. The 3 that Ashes points out are Medig, Swill, and Tisian. So Swill is this kind of like other individual that seems to be there for maybe ulterior purposes, right? And Sarug is this, you hit him with the old ways and talk of the heart, and he's fully in. Okay.
Gotcha.
So there is an opportunity, right? Like, there's a lot of conversation, a lot of dialogue that happens after this kind of like situation resolves. And throughout the night, there's a lot of different private conversations and different people pulled into like bigger groupings, etc., etc. People come, people go, people step out for a smoke. It is on one of these occasions that entirely pointedly, after a group of dwarves comes back in from the outside, having just been out in the snow smoking, and no one else is currently outside, it is at that point that Medig makes a big show of standing up, packing a pipe, looking at you, and then walking outside.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go out there. I'll act like I stretch.
You go out onto the kind of like front porch, little icicled awning of the Lifted Tavern or Lifted Spirits, and Medig is out in this kind of like circle of trampled snow, right in one of the snow drifts that is still on the crook of the building so that it doesn't get hit by the wind that blows down the street from Sardun, right? From the Understaff Way. And it so she's just kind of like standing there, lights her pipe, looks at you, kind of just giving you the floor.
So you know about the heart.
Oh, that's a bit of an upfront question, lad. You're supposed to buy a girl dinner first.
There's no one else out here to, I don't know, be coy with?
I know legends of the heart. The family has been here for a long time, lad. A long time. What have you gotten yourself into, and what are you trying to get all of us into as well? There's more than you're letting on. This isn't some idyllic landscape. Under that mountain is a hell pit. All manner of abominations.
Yeah, but there's nice places too.
They safe?
It's getting safer.
Kind of gestures. Oh, is that what you told all them inside? Hey, it's getting safer. You're not leading them down there to get shivved in the night, are you?
Probably not. I mean, if they get shivved in the night, I'm probably already dead, so...
Oh, so great big protector, eh?
I'm just trying to be the best cat I can.
Best.
Well, you want more people in this place, wherever it is. What are you after?
My boys don't know about the old ways.
Your boys.
They want to know, but they don't know.
Ah.
They don't get it yet.
Circle back on this concept. You're too cagey. Who are these boys? The way she asks...
I hate goblins.
The way she asks makes it sound like she's looking for an admission rather than information.
Sure. Allies? I gave them a home.
Oh, allies that you gave a home, just like you're trying to do with the rest of us.
I mean, it's both. I hope that you guys will show them the old ways. And, you know, I've met some really good people, like the Darkest Rain Shadow, that I
You, by the way,
promises
you
to.
feel the tremble of earth underneath your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Mossy is here with you, if not in vision.
Sure. Like the Darkest Rain Shadow and Moss Covered Rock near Stream. That was my Zorn buddy's name.
Aye. That's an interesting one. A rarity that could put hold to get yourself into these old ways, if the legends are to be believed.
They're real. The Darkest Rain Shadow, he knew. He wouldn't. There's no way he could have made that up. The Darkest Rain Shadow will call more friends, more elementals. They want to live this life with us.
Roll me a persuasion check. Your
Okay.
DC is a 10.
Well, that's a 50-50. Here we go. Nope, that's a natural one.
There is
It is what it is.
something about what
think that'll
you
do it.
say there. There's something about you talking about the Darkest Rain Shadow and more coming, more wanting to come. You see a look of alarm in Medic's
that's
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
A look of concern.
Okay, so I see that, and I say, what do you know about the old ways that I don't?
I don't know nothing about the old ways. Not like what you're talking about. All I know is I've lived here for a long time. So have my family. And I'll burn anything to the ground if I think it threatens this place.
Yeah, fair enough. I've cut my fair share of beds.
Bones, I think with your freakishly high passive perception, I think there is a very brief moment, a lapse in her posture, where you see just the faintest glimpse of a golden chain right about where one would normally keep a pocket watch. And you've seen this particular type of chain on other individuals. Other individuals as officers of the City Watch.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
City Watch, Pocket Watch. Is that a little on the nose?
Yeah,
It's like
of course it's a little on the nose.
anniversary.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. 20 years of service.
Yeah, a fake gold pocket watch. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
She looks at you and she says, "You got eyes on your boy. I hope for your sake, you're telling the truth." She walks away.
Into the night.
I'm a cat of my word. You'll see. And then I go back inside.
And then there were 8.
Damn, she ain't coming back? Damn. Alright, cool. Well, it is what it is. Lost her with that nat 1.
Conversations continue. Questions are asked. Hypothetical answers are proposed. A lot
Indeed.
of interesting discussion happens. And then it all just kind of falls away. It's like, okay, well, we know what we know. We're excited about the future. Let's get a little drunker. Let's leave and go talk to our families. And so there's this like mix of some people leaving, some of your regulars leaving, some people sticking around to, like closing time scenario. But the overarching kind of concept is that most of the people that have remained seem to be interested in seeing this through.
Sick.
Except with one obvious exception. The young female gnome who is just the whole fucking night just writing in this fucking like notebook, just writing down everything that she hears. As she leaves, Pacer tap. Nods to you. Says, "All right then. Everything seems to be on the up and up. While I don't necessarily believe anything that you've said, I can't rightly fine you for anything. So, I suppose that'll be this. Good day." And as she turns, you see on the back of her notebook, as she finally, like, because she's had it, like, fully open the entire time,
IRS or
she
some
closes
shit?
it.
Yeah.
There is a little
Waterdeep
symbol of the
IRS.
City Watch stamped on the notebook.
Yeah, well, it didn't even occur to me that what I was doing might be illegal. So, guess it is what it is.
Do you have a cult permit?
And then there were 7.
Still 7 more than we started with.
7 more than you started with. Alrighty then. Is there anything that you end the night with, or is that it for now?
I just reiterate, leave your names with Cine so we can
Names
let you know
are
what's up.
left. People disappear into the night, and eventually the 5th ends.
Nice. That went very well.
The morning of the 6th arrives. What the fuck do you guys want to do?
All right, so the first thing that I want to do
Aha.
is
Ah.
what? Sorry, what?
No. I hope I'm on the same page as you. Go ahead.
I want to get the names from Cine, and I want to go and pay a visit to old Vincent.
Okay, sure. You go across the street to the Tiger's Eye, the private eye detective Vincent Trench. Immediately you walk in through the draped beads, right? And immediately walk into noir land. Everything is sepia tones, everything is hard cuts, soft sax.
Nice. Hey, Vincent! I got a job.
Yeah, job. Interesting.
Hey, I need full backgrounds on these 7 people. And also this other person. Maggot? What was her name? I forgot her name.
I assume Bones has a better ability to take down names than Zach does. Medig Treasurehorn. You give
Medic Treasurehorn.
You give a list of names to Vincent Trench, asking for background checks.
Yeah, give me a full workup.
Looking for anything in particular?
I just want to know if any of them are pieces of shit.
Ah, easy enough. I've not got much going on right now. Colder months are slow for yours truly.
Adulterers? No, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, the adulterers are out in full force. It's their partners that aren't particularly catching wise currently. We'll get to that in the spring.
Surprising. I feel like they'd notice them gone more in the...
Shut your face. You're not here.
No, the questions start coming up in the spring when everyone's pregnant.
Yeah, that's when, Anyways, Vincent will charge you the ripe old discounted price because of the season of 5 silver per background check.
I mean, also we're friends, but
I mean,
okay, so what's that like? What's that like? 5 gold?
35 silver, if my math is correct, which means
3.5 gold.
3.5 gold. Yeah, 3.5 gold.
5 gold. Yep.
Just hit him with that solid 5 gold. Yep.
Look, I gave him 5 gold and asked him to do a really good job.
He's like, the tip.
Incidentals.
Look, this is child's play. I've got a couple of other cases I'm working on that are real job. I'll do this in between. How soon do you need it?
I can't not envision and hear this guy as Spider Noir.
I knew that was
Voice
you were
of
about
Nick
to say that.
Cage.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
I don't know. I got some time. Probably, I don't know, like what? 10 day? 15 day?
10 day. 15 day. I'll have it to you in 3.
Okay. Sweet. Sounds great. Hey, you need any help with any of those jobs? You got any skulking that needs done?
Kind of like looks you up and down and he says, "It's not that I think you can't do it. You've definitely got the look about you.
A skulker? Yeah.
But I just like things done a very specific way."
All right, yeah, fair enough. All right, well, have fun. Thanks for the help.
I'll have... Fantastic. Cool. What else are you doing?
I will then journey to the shop of one Eatadin Guamiel.
Eatadin Guamiel! You head in.
What day will he have that info on the 8th, the 9th?
You will have that on the end of the 8th, start of the 9th, depending on when you want to contact him.
Okay. I'm just notating on the group title.
Sounds good. You head into Eatadin's shop in Chantry. The high elf is there. Opens the door for you, eager to see you. Oh my god, how you been? I'm so excited. I'm still coming down, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
For sure.
When are we going?
Not today. Maybe tomorrow or the next day.
Oh my god, that's so soon. I've got so many preparations to make. Oh my god, this is so exciting. Yay, 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 yay. Oh, right, here's the thing.
Oh, thanks.
Got anything else for me to work on in the meantime?
No.
Oh.
I've been, dreaming and such.
Well, I guess that's fair. Disappointment.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I guess I can work on these other projects that people have come to me about, I suppose.
Yeah, I just don't have time to, be fully crafting all the time. It takes a long time. I mean, you know.
I know.
You know how it be.
Hey,
it's become very apparent to you though that to Eatadin, you are his favorite client, right? Because you bring him stuff that is unique, whereas everyone else's is like, hey, can you +1 my sword for me?
I feel attacked.
Oh, hey, when we go down, you can probably use my super cool magic chest to keep your business open.
Amazing.
Oh, I'll work on a second one.
Oh,
that we can link up, so you can send stuff. I can send stuff from mine, or from this to mine, and from this to the Wormbone. We can have like a little 3-way.
But you're gonna be where the other one is.
Where's the second one?
Are you gonna give one to me?
No. One's at the Wormbone, right?
Uh-huh.
One's at your place, right?
In a manner of speaking.
And so I'll make a third one and connect it to the other two and put it at my place.
But aren't you going with me down to my place?
I can have my nephew watch the shop for me.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm with you. All right. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's smart. All right, see you later. I'll let you know.
Excited.
Me too.
Stay warm.
I'm good to -50.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Good to minus.
You like show him a ring? Isn't it a ring worth? He's like,
Yeah,
oh, I didn't do that one, did I?
No, I found it.
Oh.
Does he have a maker's mark?
No. No, he does not have maker's mark. Most enchanting does not come with a maker's mark. Although that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool to have like a whole where a place where that's common where all the enchantments have maker's marks. That would be pretty neat.
That would be neat.
All right, Bones, you have the item.
I do have the item.
What would you like to do now?
Okay, now I will head down to the home.
Electric Avenue.
To Electric Avenue. I will head down to Falconmere Manor.
Okay.
Just to let him know, hey, I've got all the stuff. When can we do this?
We're going to go on break. We'll be back in just a minute. BRB.
Oh, yeah?
We're back. Bones heads
Hello.
down to Falconmere Manor.
I do.
You head in. It's springtime there, which is
Nice.
wonderfully different from fucking Waterdeep right now. And you head inside. You're greeted by Melanor Fellbranch. You're brought into the kind of like the sitting room, right? The drawing room, where there is the potted plant that you have seen as the representative of Jareth Falcon. And you present the stuff. You're like, I got the stuff. And you're like, when can we do this? And they're like, we got a room. Let's go.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Do I need the boys here for this? Is it gonna get crazy?
Jareth Falcon, one of the the leader of the Emerald Enclave within Waterdeep, basically says the equivalent to you of, if anything gets so out of hand that I can't handle it,
We're all dead anyway.
nothing you or your boys are going to do would matter.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
You are led to a dark room. Melanor Fellbranch takes the potted plant, guides you through these twisting hallways, Many of them like covered in vines, the floors cracked, grass seeping up through the boards, right? As if the interior of Falconmere Manor is being reclaimed by nature. Which is a fun, interesting dichotomy with Falconmere Manor as representatives of nature and the natural order and the Emerald Enclave, and having to be within the City of Splendors, one of the most civilized and built existing places in current Faerun, right? Current
I forgot to
Toril.
mention it, but I saw you at it anyway, so I would have got my dagger back.
Yes. You are led to a room, led to a chamber. A simple 20 by 20 chamber. The floor here is not in ill repair. There are little lights, not torches, but little like globules that are like glued to the walls all around that cascade the room in this kind of like dim pulsing light. Melanor sets Jareth into the center of what I can only describe as a chalk Ouroboros that is drawn upon the floor.
Cool.
And the items are procured from you. 2 500 gold gemstones.
2.
The dagger. The second dagger.
Not Chris dagger.
There's a couple of other items that Melanor brings forth, right? Like the other ritual items that they said they had on hand. There's these kind of like bundles of spices, these small skulls that seem to be like from a primate of some sort, perhaps. Either that or a really weird looking demon or something, maybe. I don't know. But there's a bunch of these little like odds and ends that they set around at these various points of the Ouroboros. And then they ask for the heart of a great worm.
Alright. I pull it out.
Melor looks at you and goes, "What's that?"
The heart of a great worm. I dreamed about it.
I'm sorry, I must have misunderstood. What's that?
Yeah, it's the heart of a great worm.
He looks back at the plant. Looks back at you. I'm sorry, when we sent the message to you about the list of required items, was there a typo on that list?
No. Okay, so I went into the dream world.
Just touch the damn orb, Melanor!
Yeah, you just have to believe.
Walks forward, holds out a hand. It touches his palm and he just goes, he does the, oh my. Well, interesting.
I thought so too.
And this will service. The plant just kind of like rustles in response. You don't know what that means. You don't know if that's a yes or if that's a no or if we'll fucking
I read
find
that
out.
as shut the fuck up and do it.
Melanor cautions you to stand over to the side and begins to place the objects around. You see that this Ouroboros is not actually an Ouroboros. It is 2 different serpents, right? Eating each other's tails. And so he takes to each of the mouths, he takes a dagger and a stone. And then towards the center with Jareth, he takes this heart of a great worm. And the mistress of Falcon Mirror Manor enacts in part because I have no way in which I think I can actually aptly describe this situation. Jareth Falcon turns the room into a forest glade, and this forest glade experiences the seasons of nature, going from spring to summer to winter, or to fall to winter, and repeat. And the seasons, as they change, right, begin to change faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until it's just this blur of the cycle of nature. And as that happens, you see this chalk representation of these two serpents eating each other's tails begins to spin around Jareth Falcon. And this goes on for what feels like an indeterminable amount of time. And then it stops. And Melanor walks across the room, and you can now see the zircon, which was placed next to the dagger, right? My brain, sorry. It was placed next to the original dagger, the Serpent's Fang, right? You see is now pitch black.
Great.
And
a gem.
The other dagger that is next to the ruby, right, is sundered, rent, and the ruby itself has been shattered and disintegrated, right? Is down to like a fine powder. And Melanor picks up the Serpent's Fang, picks up the blackened zircon, hands both out to you.
Okay.
We can hold on to this if you don't want it, but you know, I don't know if you had any plans.
I kind of rented it.
Holding the zircon, he says, "This holds Dendar's essence. What had afflicted the item is now within."
Yeah, that's gonna be an expensive mistake. Should have asked more questions. Well, she might like it. Okay, well, cool.
Wonderful.
Anything bad happen if I give this to somebody, or?
It contains the essence of an evil deity, bent on the destruction and nightmarish manipulation of all of existence. If Dendar could have every living creature screaming into the void of eternal nightmare, he would. He would. It would. They would.
I will pay for the gem. You guys should keep that.
Are you certain?
Yeah. I don't want to unleash, the death god snake.
Again.
To the vault?
Again.
He looks at Jareth. To the vault? Shivers.
To the vault of truly terrible nature-based things.
All right, well, success.
All right, so this new Serpent's Fang, cool?
It should be basically identical to the old Serpent's Fang, just without the touch of an evil god. That is to say, actually, while reviewing it, I noticed a couple of like mechanical things that I do need to revise with you, but they're just like minor tweaks, hopefully, in the overall arcing concept of it. And the item itself isn't taking an actual hit in power; it's taking a hit in intended power. But otherwise, it's still the +2 dagger, deals 1d4, deals acid damage, has the activated ability. It's just that activated ability that needs to be tweaked because my verbiage was shit.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks.
You seem surprised.
I thought it was gonna, just based on past things, going on, I thought it was gonna be a lot more involved.
Well,
I went on a dream adventure.
You went on a whole dream adventure, and, we asked for an exceptionally rare component that we didn't expect you to find for a while.
Yeah, me either.
You dreamed it into existence, so...
Yeah, I dreamed about it, so,
in hindsight, if there is, like, a god or an overseer of all this, maybe he would have been a little more specific on the exact requirements, but he just said a thing and then you dreamed a thing, so, sometimes it just is what it is.
Yeah, sometimes it just all works out.
Yep, that's exactly how that goes.
All right, cool. All right, well, I'll see you guys soon. You guys are the best.
We know we are. Go aright, nature.
I'm on it.
Fantabulous. You walk outside, it's nighttime.
Yeah, fair.
You were apparently in there for a long fucking time.
Yeah, that happens when you go into rooms without windows.
That is what it's like coming out of a movie theater. Absolutely. 100%.
10 years later.
10 years later. Everyone else is dead and gone. The whole city has been consumed by the shadow. There's every single citizen of Waterdeep is still alive and well. They're just now clones of Halaster Blackcloak.
Yeah, so that implies that while I was in the room, the party continued but failed.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So it is written.
No. They decided when you didn't come back, they were just like, so now we just go back to Eberron? We just bounce? We just go to Eberron? We just do that? Alright.
Heading out.
Anyways, who wants to Day of the 6th, who wants to roll through their shit? Not actually roll through their shits, that's disgusting. I know you're dog ashes, but Jesus.
Sometimes you just like the scent of your own brand.
PX knows.
Gross.
He's never done that, but he knows.
Alright, Jay, you volunteered. What are you doing for the day?
Okay. Alright. So, what I want to do is, I'm going to take another crack at trying to figure out what what it's going to take to maybe start crafting potions of hill giant strength.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So if I look at...
That's a part of your alchemy for the day, basically.
Yeah, it is.
Do you think you need, like, a hill giant?
Well, probably a toenail, because that's probably the most easiest to identify component.
Okay. Make me an alchemy check.
There's some giants that we could rescue, and maybe we could get some mats regularly.
Oh, shit, there are! Damn, that's crazy.
Before I make this
and
roll,
then
Jeremy,
I also get to complete my promise to them.
I
Green
believe
giant.
that I get advantage because I sat down with my teacher. I can't remember her name.
Beryl.
Meryl, and
Beryl.
about
with a B.
Beryl. All right.
Like the gem.
About how
like the gem.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. And I would like to apply that for this attempt.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
23. That's a success.
23.
I believe... What did you have notated on this so far?
I only have is one failed attempt.
Okay. Yes, you had basically we had divided this up into 3 chances, and you had used one chance, basically like dividing the actual potion itself into serviceable, experimentable portions. You'd failed on one. A 23 is a success. You learn or reverse engineer the method in which to create a potion of Hill Giant Strength. And you can extrapolate from that how to develop other like potions. However, those potions might be out of your skill range to actually create.
Right.
So, I will get back to you on exactly what the fuck that means. Because I think what we basically determined here is that you have access to these common potions, right? You have access to these uncommon potions. Is Hill Giant Strength uncommon or is it rare? Hill Giant. It is uncommon. So it is in the uncommon realm. So you've basically identified how to create it. And you can make uncommon potions. So I think probably what we're going to end up settling on is that you can probably pay a lump sum for a source, right, of ingredients. And then past that point, it just costs you the amount for an uncommon potion with the assumption that you've bought access to the ingredients, right?
Okay.
But we will circle back around on what exactly that means. What else are you doing for your day? Because that's your alchemy for the day.
Okay. So, this is gonna be kind of so like let's just say I was up in my room, working on that, and while I'm working, if I'll have Zalara around, I'll talk with her for a little bit, and after finally figuring it out, and I'm kind of like packing up my stuff, I'll be like, hey, listen,
yeah,
I wanted to try something.
Ooh, what do you want to try?
And I'll reach into my belongings, and oh wait, no, I can't. Wait, can't do this. No, yeah, I can. I bought it. Okay, so yeah, I can do this. I'll pull out that scroll of Mage Hand that I bought, and I'll say, this is gonna sound weird, but this is the beginning of something I might want to see if I can do for you, right?
Do for me?
Yeah. If it doesn't work, whatever, it's fine, not a big deal. But this is just a little curious thread I wanted to follow, and I want to see if you can cast Mage Hand from this scroll.
What?
Oh. Can you cast this? Like from a scroll. Can you cast the spell off of the scroll? Like, I knew you most likely could easily do that back when you were you had a more normal body, but I'm curious if you're still able to, despite not having that body.
I can't actually. I just feel This is strange.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I don't see, right? Like, I don't have eyes, but I perceive as a connection to you, I perceive what you perceive.
Okay. If I...
Look at it. Look at the scroll.
Okay.
Hold me and look at the scroll.
Okay. I'll do it.
Just... Yeah, it kind of just... looks like... noodles on a page. Read it, just not aloud. Just think the words.
And I'll read it in my head. Are there verbal components for Mage Hand?
That's a good question.
There are verbal and somatic. Oh, that would also be a problem. She couldn't cast it anyways because they're somatic components. She can't somat.
Casting a spell from a scroll does not require the same types of scenarios. The same verbal, somatic, material components, etc., etc. Those are often included in the creation of the spell scroll. The scroll flickers. You see the words on it illuminate.
Mm-hmm.
You see a hand begin to form in front of you, and then vanish, and the words on the scroll disappear as the scroll is utilized.
Okay.
I think I got... Oh no, I think I fucked it up.
Oh, it's fine.
I think it's possible. I think I just fucked it up.
Okay, so I don't know like what I was like my intention was like the final conclusion I was going to come from this was if you could potentially cast Mage Hand, then maybe you could potentially learn Mage Hand. And if that's the case, you would at least gain some autonomy by being able to carry yourself if you wanted to.
I definitely don't hate this idea.
Bitch just wants an animated weapon.
Well, Mage Hand specifically can't attack, I believe, is a part of the spell, right? Like, so that wouldn't work in this particular instance.
Like, and especially in like a scenario like, what if we were separated and you were stuck somewhere?
Absolutely.
You would have to wait for somebody to come find you. You would have the ability to just
You're preparing.
travel.
Ashes, are you trying to prepare for your inevitable failure?
No, not my inevitable failure, but there is an inevitability where you're going to outlive me. Like, that's going to happen, so...
Alright. I'm not against this idea, period, because I think it's a fun and interesting idea. No one's tried to give me autonomy in a really long time. So I am definitely open to exploring this more, but I will say, if you're not worried about failing and, my self being just on your body 17 floors down.
Oh no, we got this. What are you
Then
talking about?
if you're going to succeed as you are later on in your years of life, you can just hand me off to an apprentice or something like that.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, but
I don't
you
know.
think there's a chance that you might fail, and you want me to be able to extricate myself.
You want to know why I'm going through this effort?
Yes. Yes.
Because I want you to have this. That's it. If it is possible, I would like you to be able to be more of your own person. Be less dependent on a fleshy body. That's it. I thought you would like it.
I do. I do like it. I do like it. I think I'm gonna need to practice though, and I know
It's
you're not exactly
golden attempt.
Huh? Exactly. I am interested. But if we don't have the time or you need to put your money towards other things, I will not be upset by this falling to the wayside.
Right. I mean, like I said, it was just something I thought about. It was rolling around up here.
It excites me. If you're willing to continue, then I would like to. But
I
again,
wonder if we could like get a ring that you can cast. What if it like, because you know the whole semantic component things. That's not really the hands or the lack thereof.
I don't know.
I'll work on it.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that that's Ash's day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ezra, what are you doing for the day?
I help the staff.
Roll me that persuasion check, and I'm also assuming you're doing tome stuff.
Yes.
17, not bad.
I will re-roll that.
18, not bad, but also not to the point to where it's like
Right.
overwhelming inspiration changing the scenario. You've already basically hit your threshold, so you've got to do way better to move the dial,
Right.
basically.
Yep.
So,
Hey, I'll take it going up instead of down after
easy peasy. Yeah.
this morning or yesterday or whatever.
And tome stuff. What are you doing today?
I'll keep down the history train. Let's see if I can
Down the history train.
re-roll that. 26.
26. Pretty solid.
What's floor 16?
It is.
No, I asked what's floor 16.
It is.
The Crystal Labyrinth.
Yes.
Have you learned anything about the Crystal Labyrinth yet?
That it's called the Crystal Labyrinth.
You learn of a place. A labyrinth. Filled with crystals.
Wait, what?
What?
Shit, nah, crystals? Bruh.
Right.
It's the information that you garner from this is sparse.
Is that how you say that word?
And it's
Sparse.
and is strange. It talks a lot about the phlogiston and about the vacuum of space.
It's concerning.
it seems to indicate that this place is connected to something else. To a... What's the word? It's...
Paradise? That's a word. It can be connected to that.
You're so hopeful.
Yes, me, hopeful. That's...
Where's the thing? It's... The translation is really weird. Roll me a history check.
22.
Connected to some place called the Dock in the Stars?
We're going to space, boys.
Yeah. That's sick.
But not dream space, like actual space.
Matashtai.
Where Matashtai from, right?
No, I'm not from space.
Matashtai, what are you doing for your day?
I'll probably go check in with the city guard and see if there's anything to help out.
Roll me a
any
d20.
patrols. Okay.
You, as much like with Ashes with the Temple of the Moon, or Ashes with,
9.
you know, the Gray Hands, or when Bones is just kind of like feeling out the Emerald Enclave, you have reached a particular threshold with the organization that you seem to favor, that without some sort of impetus or spontaneous event, you're kind of just, when you go and do things with them, you're just going and doing things with them, which is a positive, right? They love to see you. There's always a happy, you know, sure, someone's happy to have Shield Matashtai along on a patrol or in a training montage or something like that, right? Like there's always something for Shield Matashtai to do when he shows up to spend time with the city guard.
Matashtai.
But nothing of like particular note or anything like that really like moves the needle or causes an adventure or anything like that. Just another day in the City of Splendors. What else for your day?
And then
Talismaning?
Yeah, gonna work on some talismans.
Mana's Talling, which, by the way, I want to circle on what you sent me, because I do like the idea, but I need to think about the implications and how much I want to hate myself.
Okay.
Just
Monks are already broken as
for
fuck. Why not make
clarity.
it worse?
Look, all of you are broken as fuck because I like playing games where my players are super fantastical heroes, right? Speaking of which, the 6th day of Alturiak is coming to a close, and god damn it, Bones, I need you to do something.
What?
You got a thing this morning.
Yeah, but it's night now, so when I get back...
Are you holding it? Are you sitting on it?
I was locked in a room.
I know, I'm saying now!
Oh, hey guys, hey, Matt. Wolf's armor's ready.
What?
What?
Yeah,
No way.
yeah. I've been working.
Well, that's exciting.
Hold the
I would
fucking
like
phone.
to see the armor.
Who all knew that this existed?
I knew it existed.
Okay.
Matt knew.
Mitch knew that this existed, so this is actually a surprise for Jay and Jake.
Yeah, is there like 8 different sets of armor?
No, it's not. We don't travel around in a giant turtle capable of outfitting him.
As cool as that would be.
It would be very cool.
Was that a fucking Zoids reference?
The whole thing was a Zoids reference, literally from the impetus.
God damn it. Oh.
How'd you not get that? I made so many Liger references.
How much? I think actually you did mention Liger in the beginning. How much does Mitch know about what this does?
He just knows it exists.
I know nothing about what it does.
He just knows that it exists.
We brainstormed it, and
Bones.
then he went with it.
Take it away.
I've made this armor and enchanted it with the power of friendship. Obviously, it's metamorphic, as Wolf is a metamorphic being.
Awesome.
Very good, yes. Additionally, it will bolster his many defenses. Some would say 1 point higher.
Nice.
Finally, through your bonds with Wolf and his forms. Look right here, see on this side? There's a black hand, and on this side there's a white hand. Those are your hands. You touched on this.
Oh yeah, I remember doing that.
Yeah. You did that. So, when you and Wolf are fighting together, when Wolf does something, he says, touch. It's going to let you touch with a reaction. A good touch or bad touch. But Wolf has to touch.
If he and I are next to each other and he bites someone,
doesn't have to be next to each other. If
you don't gotta be next to each other.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
While wearing this armor, Wolf, if he takes the action to attack and hits a creature, or if he takes the action to touch an allied creature, you can reaction Hand of Harm or reaction Hand of Healing.
Good touch, bad touch.
Whoa.
Good touch, bad touch.
Good touch, bad touch.
Good touch, bad touch.
Well, that's awesome.
It's built on
That is exciting. I bet he looks badass now too.
friendship.
No, it looks terrible.
Dope ass set of bone armor around.
Nothing I make looks terrible. Get out of here.
except for like the weasel variant or whatever it is.
I mean, that one's gonna look a
I'm
little
just
weird.
saying, you see a weasel covered in bone armor, still terrifying.
Yeah, I guess, I suppose. So yeah.
It's made from the rib of a T-Rex. Just in case anyone needed to know that.
The rib of a T-Rex?
Yep.
The rib of a T-Rex.
Yep. That T-Rex that you fought when you found Zalara, it's made from the remains of that creature.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Still got more ribs.
Yep.
But one rib.
Matashtai, you want to take it for a spin?
Yeah, I want to take it for a spin. How do I spin it?
Roll me, Wolf.
Okay, I'll roll a wolf.
I rinked it.
Roll 2d8. Let's see what we get. I'll get a 4. So, was that a boar? A boar? Either a boar or a rat.
Both are useful. Now.
It's true.
It is a boar. Yeah. So
Okay,
you bring
here's a
out
question.
Wolf
Well, I mean,
in this.
I have a question. So if he's a weasel,
Mhm.
right, and he's just chilling on someone's shoulder, I can heal people on a whim as he's just chilling on their shoulder.
That's right. He
Absolutely.
uses his action. He goes, touch.
100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dig that.
Or you can hurl him at someone.
Oh god.
The hand of
Weasel
harm
slingshot.
them. Yeah, absolutely. It's 100%.
Conceivably, you could probably kill a child with him. Like, he could sneak in somewhere and touch him, and you could harm him.
The assassination
You
arc
children in
that
their
Matashtai takes with Wolf.
I mean, you did say you wanted to go evil now that you've got Valena so far.
It's
true.
Everything
Very
I've
true.
ever wanted.
Wow.
Matashtai summons Wolf into the snow. The form in which he takes is that of a wild boar. Wolf is not disparaging of the boar form, but he's like, this
Fucking
one.
boar.
He
snorts.
Yeah, he just snorts. He's just like, oh god, I just want to hit something. And you show him the armor.
And you can hear him again.
I can hear him now.
You can actually hear him now. And yeah, there's a fun moment, right, where Matashtai
looks badass in the armor.
Would actually probably, yeah. It's a medium creature, so I mean it's a big ass fucking boar. And it actually looks pretty fucking dope. You had already been spending additional time with Wolf, right? Like going through these motions of trying to like fight together and learn together and build a bit more of a camaraderie with each other. Even as, right, like that concept still looms of the idea of freeing him, right? So like this is an investment for an individual that you could free and then they're just suddenly gone. But that doesn't like bleed into the thought process. It's never like this moment where Wolf is just like, oh, don't know why you're doing this, I'm gonna be gone. Every moment that you spend with Wolf is just like appreciative and interested and invested in the moment, right? Every moment that you let him free and living out into the world. And it's fun. It's fun to have this animal companion that fights with you, and now you're working in like these coordinated scenarios. Like he starts to charge into a thing, and right as he does, you feel this compulsion, and you realize you can like react and like force your hand of harm into the target that he's just charged into. So cool. Right? And yeah, you're just sitting there with like all these possibilities of like, oh, if I get a weasel, I can just sit him on Ezra's shoulder, and Ezra can just be like, heal, right? You know, or you can put him in Ash's like pocket, and Ash's can go in and like tank, and you just like heal, right?
Yeah.
And there's this whole like there's this whole set of possibilities, not just with this, but with the overarching idea of working with Wolf and outfitting Wolf, right? Like if you can do this, what else can you do?
Right.
You know? And I think on that little fun note, we'll go ahead and call it a session. Next time we play, the assumption is that there's going to be like a day or two of downtime as people like wrap up the last little things that they need.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're heading into the dungeon of the Mad Mage. Continue on the adventure that we started oh so long ago to move the needle in the direction of victory. Culmination of the lower half of the dungeon. That's it for tonight's session. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. We'll see you next time for more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.